Hello?
Hey, Zach, it's Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
I'm good, Rowan. How are you?
Excellent, thank you, mate. It's great to speak with you. Thanks very much for your time.
Oh, absolutely.
Firstly, congratulations on The Colour Before the Sun. Absolutely tremendous work.
Oh, thanks, man.
Pleasure indeed. Is there a central theme to the album?
Actually, I don't think there is a central theme to this record. It's kind of the band stepping away from doing the concept style records, and it's actually just kind of a collection of songs. Mostly that Claude wrote just kind of about different things that were happening in his life. So I guess that's really the only central theme.
Indeed, and it's a very diverse album, particularly when you compare tracks like Island to, say, Colours. Was it a journey of development for the band?
I think so, actually, yeah. It was the first time that going into a recording, writing process that the four of us kind of hashed material out together before we actually got into the recording process. I definitely think that there was quite a bit of development out of that process.
Indeed. Now, you've got Spirit Kid has been released. Have you been pleased with the response so far?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm very pleased with it. I think there's been a pretty good response to it.
Absolutely. Is there any discussion of releasing another track prior to October?
I think there is discussion, but I'm not sure what track it would be.
Indeed. Now, am I correct in presuming sorry, my apologies. On the album, we move from You've Got Spirit Kid into The Audience, my personal favourite off the whole album. And it's a great demonstration of your diversity and ability to move genres with ease. And the track, incidentally, highlights your bass skills just beautifully. What was that track all about?
Oh, thanks, man. I think from talking about it with what was it about, musically or like lyrically? I'm sorry,
well,
just clarify.
For the band, really, it's lyrically rather than musically, but how the audience and what it means for the band.
Oh, I think the cool thing about the audience, like you said, the kind of genre moving from a song like You've Got Spirit Kid to the audience, it's kind of maintaining the more progressive, I guess, roots of the band, lots long form song and lots of different parts and things. And I think that I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, look, Zach, thank you for that. Beautifully put. Now, you joined the band in 2012. Was that at basically the end of the Amory Wars?
No, actually, as I joined, the band had already started recording The Afterman, which was kind of a prequel story to the Amory Wars. So when I joined, we still, the next two records we put out, Afterman Ascension and Afterman Descension, both were still inside of the Amory Wars, mythos. Indeed.
Yeah, and look, was it a big move for you personally as compared with the type of music you were part of with AM to AM?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Huge move. Most of the other stuff that pretty much everything I've ever done before, I'd only played in the States, toured in vans, never really, never toured in a bus, never played, really full rooms, and like I said, never traveled abroad. Starting with Coheed was the first time that, we came and played in Australia. It was my first time there. It was amazing. Europe, the UK, tour, much bigger operation than anything I've ever been a part of. And it's been a real honor and a real blast. Very exciting to be a part of.
Oh, tremendous. And how were you received previously in places in Europe, particularly countries like Germany and Switzerland?
I think from my experience, we were received pretty positively over there. Germany tends to be a pretty good, anytime we play in Germany, the shows end up being really good. Switzerland, too. We've done a few shows in Switzerland, like festivals. I think we did Warped Tour in Switzerland. And fantastic show. It was great reception from the crowds.
Oh, fantastic. And hello?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still got you. Sorry. There's just a huge delay. I do apologize for that, Zach.
Oh, it's okay. I understand.
The tracks off the current album sound like Claudio is very much exploring his feelings and experiences in real time when previously those issues were sort of tackled through the sci-fi world. Is this album a deliberate move into more mainstream approach for the band?
I think partially, yes. I think, he had some stuff going on in his life that obviously was affecting his writing process. And I think that straightforward kind of more story, not running it through the filter of a science fiction kind of saga, maybe makes it a little more relatable to more people. Not that I don't think anything that the band has ever done prior has been, unrelatable. But I think it definitely opens it up for a bigger audience. Maybe, like you said, maybe more mainstream.
Indeed. Oh, thank you for that. Zach, that's a tremendous observation. What's it like working with Claudio?
It's amazing. It's awesome. Really a lot of fun. Bud is one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in my life. And, seeing his work ethic really kind of rubs off on me and inspires me. And then as far as like the writing process, he comes with these really strong ideas and these great songs, and then he kind of just, lets each of us really kind of approach them the way that we would, doesn't really micromanage what's going on and kind of like is very open to hearing ideas from everybody. So it's a really collaborative, really fun process.
Oh, magnificent. And you've just had a break after being on the road, after a stint of touring. Did you have an opportunity to play any of the tracks from the current album live?
We haven't yet, no. Actually, we just did a short, I think, 2-week run here in the States, and we were rehearsing some of the new songs during sound check. But I think that we'll definitely be pulling out You Got Spirit Kid and maybe some others. Or there's talk of a racer maybe, but I'm not sure outside of that.
Indeed. Yeah, and look, you're heading shortly to the Ink and Iron Festival in Tennessee. Perhaps we could get you on a plane before that and come and play the album live in Australia as a national launch.
I'd love that.
And heading to Tennessee again, are you not tired of Nashville after recording the album there?
No, actually, after recording the album there, I'm more excited to go back, to be honest.
Magnificent.
We had a great time there. It's a great city.
That's brilliant. And after that, you've got the Wrecking Ball in Atlanta. Then you're back off to England and through Europe. Are you looking forward to that again?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm really excited. Wrecking Ball is going to be a great show. There's a lot of awesome bands on that show, so I'm really excited about that. And then getting back to England and Europe, it's been a little bit since we've been over there, so I think everybody's pretty excited to get back out and hit the road over there.
Absolutely. Just remember to pack your raincoat, won't you?
Yeah, I definitely will.
We would be thrilled if you were coming out to Australia. Is there any discussions there, maybe a Soundwave appearance or an upcoming tour, do you think?
I've heard discussions, but I don't know, nothing has been confirmed. So I truly hope that we get to Australia sometime this year because I love it over there.
That was very diplomatic indeed. Well done, Zach, and thank you for that.
Yeah, you bet. I really do.
Well,
it's beautiful.
As we know, Coheed Cambria never sits still. Now, have you started work on the next album, or is it a matter of concentrating on touring on this release?
Right now, it's a matter of concentrating on this release and touring and, kind of giving this record the push that it needs. So we have pretty much just finished the recording process, the writing process, so now it's kind of into the next phase of touring and promoting and everything like that. So I think it'll be a little bit before we switch gears into working on another release. But to be honest, I bet Claude's probably already got another pile of songs because, like I said, one of the hardest working guys I know.
Indeed, I've no doubt he's got a stack ready to go.
Yeah.
And look, it is a tremendous work and, again, very, very diverse. And I know it's going to be successful. Hopefully that provides you guys with a drive to produce more and more of this magnificent music.
Oh, thank you very much, Ron.
It's a pleasure indeed. I have to ask you, Zach, if I may, I know it's a bit of an old traditional question, but who would you say have influenced your musical artistry over the years?
There's a lot of influences, but let me think here for a sec. Growing up, I listened to a lot of classic rock. My parents kind of, my dad would listen to stuff, so I got really into Zeppelin and things like bands like that. John Paul Jones was one of my early bass influences. Who else? My goodness. Rocco Prestia, Tower of Power, another great bass player that I kind of, grab a lot of stuff from.
Sure, yeah.
But there's tons and tons of bands that I've listened to over the years and different musicians, and it kind of all influences everything, I guess. It's hard to say.
Absolutely. I know it's such a broad question, but from a more specific bass player's question, are you a finger man or a pick man, or does it depend on the track?
Primarily finger style bass playing. I have track stuff with a pick. I'm not as strong of a pick player as I am a finger player, so, but I have no aversion to it. I love playing with, a lot of guys that I grew up listening to were pick players, so I love the sound of it. I'm just not as good at it.
Fair enough, too. What an honest comment as well. Look, Zach, I've run out of time, unfortunately. I'd love to talk to you all day. It's a pleasure to speak with you, and we look forward to any potential Australian tour announcements. We'll sit off that.
Well, it was a pleasure to speak to you. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on the album again. No doubt it's going to be a tremendous success, and thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Rowan.
Terrific. Take care, Zach.
Absolutely. Anytime. You too.
Goodbye.